Today's podcast is on heart healthy foods. We're going to be looking at foods that serve a protective function on the heart. Listen till the very end so you know how to adapt it in your own local culture and eat foods that are protective of your heart. We're also going to be looking at when do we start this type of diet? When is it applicable? And also, what are the things that we should focus on in terms of should be high in our diet, the things that we should be moderate about, and the things that we should be low on in terms of the diet. So stay with me and we are going to walk through this together. My name is Dr. B. I'm a public health physician. On this podcast, I promote health literacy and I break down complex health conditions in an easy to understand way for you to make an informed decision about your health. So, the American Heart Association actually has recommended some life essentials as part of protecting the heart and protecting our heart. And one of the things in the life essentials that they have talked about is encouraging cooking at home and learning to read nutritional labels. So that's one pillar. The second pillar is the evidence favored Mediterranean style diet. The Mediterranean style diet is the diet of people who live around the Mediterranean Sea, and it has been adopted widely in places like Greece and Italy and some other areas with some other dashes of their own local culinary. The third pillar is the DASH style diet. DASH, and that means dietary approaches to stop hypertension. So, on these three pillars, I'm going to be talking about a group of foods that we should start to adapt regularly in our diet. This is about the consistency. It's not about going to the grocery store, buying this, cooking it once, and then we go back to our old lifestyle. Remember, anything that is going to be effective for your health has to be consistent. So this diet that cuts across the Dutch style, the Mediterranean style, is high in the following foods: vegetables. That's easy, right? Vegetables. We have every culture has vegetables, green leafy vegetables, cruciferous vegetables. Every culture has them. Find out the ones that are locally available and get them. Fresh fruits. Notice the word fresh fruits, not frozen fruits, not blended fruits, not fruit juices. I'm not saying those ones are not good, but you get the best from fruits when they are fresh. Cereals. Not talking about the breakfast cereals of cornflakes and all of that. No, real natural cereals that we have. And we have cereals, we have legumes, and every culture has them. In Nigeria, we have beans, and then the cereals that we have millet, we have guinea corn, we have so many types in abundance. Also has to be high in nuts. We have walnuts, we have cashew nuts, we have groundnuts, we have so many other kinds of nuts that are locally available to you that you can adopt. Notice the foods. Your food has to be consistently high in these things that I've mentioned: vegetables, fruits, cereals, nuts, legumes, and plant-based oil. The Mediterranean style diet really is rich in olive oil, but I know that might not be readily affordable to everyone. So you can use plant-based oil, soya beans oil, canola oil, and all of that is good. The heart healthy foods are moderate when it comes to the use of protein, protein that you get from poultry, from eggs. For an adult, 7 eggs a week, it's about fine. It's protective. It has a lot of rich elements that are good for your heart. But you can moderate that with your dietitian or with your physician, because depending on your own body type and whatever health issues you might be dealing with, you might need to increase it or reduce it. I'm referring to yogurt. But when yogurt is already over sweetened with all of the flavored, it loses the essence. The yogurt that is preferred is low fat, plain yogurt. If you can get that, that is the most preferred when we're talking about dairy products. When we're talking about milk, we're talking about low fat milk, not whole milk. Of course, your your lactose tolerance level and all of that also determines a lot of these things. So just find out what works for you. If you're lactose intolerant, you can switch to plant-based milk like almond milk, like soya milk. There are other alternatives for dairy products that can be healthy for you. Your diet should be moderate in seafoods, in fish. And when I talk about fish, I'm talking about salmon, which is very rich in omega-3 fatty acids, talking about sardines, talking about tuna, talking about the oily fishes, because they have the oil that is healthy for you, the kind of oil that you need to protect your heart. Is a cut moderate, two cuts moderate? It's all dependent on your dietary requirement, and our dietary requirement is dependent on our height and on our weight. So you need to know what your dietary requirement is based on your height and weight. Shorter, smaller people need less calories, for example, compared to people who are tall, people who are big, people who are athletic. It's also dependent on your activity level. 4 cuts might be okay for someone, and just one good sized cut might be okay for you. Grill it, saute it as much as possible. Try not to deep fry even any of these things that we are talking about, because when you deep fry it, then you are increasing the fat intake, which is already adding some damage to the body as well. Red wine is advised in moderation. Yeah, I know people might get excited about this, but red wine contains some protective elements for the heart, but it is in moderation. Red wine in moderation is actually good for the heart. The things we should really go low on in our diet, and take note, it's about things that should be high, things that should be moderate, and things that should be low. The foods that we should go low on is red meat. We should go very low on red meat. So meat should be more of lean meat and poultry that we already talked about. Go very low on red meat. Go very low on processed meat as well. If you can avoid it, it's fantastic. So bacon, sausages are all processed meat. Corned beef is processed meat. It's been processed, it's been canned. And now the thing with processed things is that a lot of sodium is added to them. I mean, salt is added to them, and heart-friendly diets are supposed to be low in salt. So processed meat has a lot of salt added to it, and that's what makes it unhealthy. And then many times in the process, they don't usually use the best part of the meat to do all of this. They don't use the lean meat. They use a mix of the fat and all of that. But when you prepare it at home, you're able to cut out the fat. You're able to ensure that what you have is lean meat. And then you should go low on refined carbohydrates. We have processed flour is a very good example of refined carbohydrates. We have also refined carbohydrates like cookies. Go low on them. In life, you can't actually say, don't eat this. And personally, and I'm saying this is a personal opinion here, that a moderation of everything is okay. The essence of life, we should live life to enjoy life. So because we're trying to stay healthy does not mean you should live queer and not just be able to have fun with food. Enjoy food, enjoy eating, but just know the things that you have to go low on. So yes, you can occasionally take refined carbohydrates, but make sure that there is a minimalist approach to it. You should really go low on it. So we've talked about the things to be high on, the things to be moderate on, and the things to be low on. And in all of these things, the pattern should be that you are adjusting your energy intake to fit what you need. Just maintain a healthy body weight. Your food is healthy sources of protein. Cutting down on salt generally is a rule of thumb. So I'm just talking about the general approaches to all of the high, moderate, and low at this time. Also, if you don't take alcohol, it's not the time to start. And if you take alcohol, you have to really reduce your intake. And that is where the problem is, because I mentioned red wine has some protective effect on the heart and people can just go all the way. No, should be in moderation. And even that is based on your your liver capacity, other organ functions. But the rule of thumb is always to go moderate on that. If you can stop it altogether, that's even better. The other thing I want to talk about is, when do we start art protective foods? When do we start to take them? Start right away. Start yesterday. Yeah. So the research has actually shown that the earlier you start this, and I'm saying this because you can make your children get used to art-friendly foods now that they are children. So they will grow up into eating healthy. So when they grow up, they wouldn't have a lot of these issues to start to deal with, and then start the fire brigade approach, or trying to drink from a fire hose when they grow older, because they already start to see the effects of some of the other unhealthy eating styles that they have adopted. So if you're a mom, if you're a parent, it's time to also groom your children in that pattern, because when these things are adopted early, the protective effect is consistent, because like I said, this is about consistency and not just a one-off thing. So we've talked about the way we should moderate it. We've talked about the best time to start it, and we've talked about the ways to adopt it. Like I said, every culture has their own category of all those things that I've mentioned that we should have around us. It is time to start to take action. Take it one step at a time. You don't have to do everything in one day, but make the conscious effort. Start to change the items in your pantry. Start to have more of the things that you should have, that should be high in your diet. Start to, in quantities that you're buying. When you start that way, when you change your grocery list, it starts to influence what you eventually cook and what comes out from your oven or from your stove for you to eat or for your family to eat. Remember, we are trying to protect our hearts, and may our hearts serve us for a very, very, very long time. Until the next episode, I remain Dr. B. If you have not yet subscribed, please subscribe. Click the like button and make comments on the channel. Don't private chat me on the comments. I love the comments, really, but you help the community to grow, and you help the community to become more vibrant in conversation when your chats are in the YouTube comment section and not on my WhatsApp. But I love you all the same, and I look forward to hearing from you. Until the next episode, take care of your heart, and God bless you. Bye.